Hello and welcome everybody to the post-game show after round 5 of the Cairns Cup. We have some highlights ready for you. I am Women Grandmaster Katerina Nemcova and I am joined by international masters Almira Skripchenko and Paikidze. And we're gonna start with the standings. Standings after round 5. We have a three-way tie for the first place. Hampi Koneru, Harika Dronavali and Alice Lee all tied with 3.5 points. Clear fourth, Alina Kashlinskaya with 3 points. Clear fifth after a win today, Carissa with 2.5 points. Then a three-way tie for the sixth place, Tang Zhongyi, Bibisara Asoubayeva and Maria Muzichuk. And as you can see, two Georgians tied for the ninth place, Nana Zagnidze and Nino Batsaishvili. Nazi, you have something for us.
I will start with this game, Harika Dronavali against Tang Zhongyi. Coming into this round, Harika was one of the leaders, so we were expecting a big and interesting fight, but this is what happened. This position might look familiar to you. If you watched round 3, we had Hampi Koneru against Alina Kashlinskaya, exact same opening where Alina played h6. It was a long game that ended in a draw. But here, to our surprise, we had a 3-move repetition. This was the quickest draw we've had so far in this event, only 17 moves. And it was because Harika didn't really expect this opening and she forgot her prep. But let's hear it from her interview.
Thank you. Indeed, I am with Harika. Hi, Harika. Thank you for joining us. What happened? Grandmaster draw.
No, actually, we played this in World Rapid in the crucial game, last game. Then I forgot and we drew. So today when I was deciding, okay, I kind of thought she would be deviating somewhere else. And I kind of saw this, but little vaguely. But then suddenly when she played on the board, it's I did remember few things, but bishop and bishop g5 and knight g8, I kind of forgot my prep. And I was little, okay, though we repeated, we both kind of felt, even she took time,
right,
thinking I wouldn't go there.
Right.
And I played thinking she wouldn't go there.
So you're both bluffing?
Yeah, kind of.
A little bit each one another.
Yeah, and then I just didn't remember the continuation and she was playing fast, so I thought let me call it today.
Next game we have to talk about is Nino Batsaishvili against Maria Muzichuk. Nino chose somewhat quiet opening Slav, and Maria, she was probably hungry after yesterday's win. She wanted more wins, so she decided to weaken voluntarily her king side, pushing the pawns forward. Nino trying to take advantage of it and attacking on the king side, but it was against Maria attacking on the queen side. Extremely double-edged game. Let's take a look. Yes, so this game started as a Slav defense, the modern variation, kind of very peaceful, until maybe we can go to the move long castle, which was extremely questionable, where Nino decided she wants to hide her king queenside, but maybe not the best way to do this, because queen on this queen side, I mean, there is a lot of danger, and as we can see, Maria just tried to go after the king, and now f4, that is another kind of surprising move for all of us. We were thinking that maybe some g4, trying to open this diagonal. So kind of awkward moves we did not really understand, but then Nino started to play the best way, b4 stopping the attack, then king d2 saying yes, I castled long side, but it's actually time to hide the king, and then move the rooks to defend. And now maybe it's balanced again. It's going to be very difficult for Maria to push through, but she still has that advantage because she has very active pieces, especially the pawns in the middle of the board and a pair of bishops. So we will see how it continues. And after a long struggle and a rook endgame, it was a draw.
The highly anticipated encounter between two co-leaders, Alice Lee and Hampi Koneru, ended in a draw. Hampi Koneru, she played very precisely to equalize with the black pieces, so roll the tape.
And now, yes, so Alice is stopping the clock. This is going to be the third time rook a7 check. She wrote the move down. And the chief arbiter, Maya Meyers, is going to check with the computer, and yes, so we have a draw between Alice Lee and Hampi Koneru, and they continue to be the co-leader of this event. You see, they almost forgot to shake hands.
An impressive result. Alice Lee, she held her own today against one of the strongest grandmaster in the world, Hampi Koneru, but what is even more impressive is her overall score. So she is leading this event with Harika Dronavalli and Hampi Conero with 3.5 out of 5, and she is undefeated.
Yeah, that's an incredible accomplishment that really shows that she can measure up with the best women in the world while being only 15 years old.
These 2 wins, being in the situation you're in, it's giving you the confidence to believe in yourself that you can play with the best in the world.
Yeah, definitely. I think especially because like I started out with 2 wins and they were pretty clean.
Yep.
It gave me like a lot more confidence that, okay, if I play well, I probably won't lose at least.
Right. So one thing, if you don't mind a compliment, you've had a couple of Rook endings here, including the first game where you won a very nice Rook ending. And it feels to me, as I've looked at followed your games over your career, that you've really improved a lot in your endgame. Have you focused? Have you been training yourself to be a better endgame player?
Oh yeah, thank you. I think in general, I found like I like endgames, especially now. I feel like previously I was getting outplayed by stronger opponents in endgames. I think even last year I had a couple of games where I was really struggling against some of these stronger opponents, but I think, I've definitely spent time on endgames, and I think also as I play more and I get more experience, like eventually I will hopefully be improving in these type of positions, especially because they're like very common. I mean, Rook endgames.
Exactly. Well, good news for you is you do get better at time with the endgames.
Another game that we're really excited about today was between 2 very aggressive players, Bibisara Asobaeva and Alina Kashlinskaya. But we got this opening Petrov defense. When Alina wants to play solid game, this is her weapon. And she played very accurately, as you can see on my screen, 99% accuracy. By the way, this was not the first time Bibisara faced the Petrov defense in this tournament. She played it already against Tanzhangi. There was also a draw. And they followed this classical variation. Alina was very well prepared, and she made a lot of accurate moves in order to reach this very equal endgame. As you can see, at some point, we were even thinking that it was Bibisara who had to be careful, but according to the engine, just triple zeros the entire game until they repeated 3 times here in the Queen endgame. Back to you, Katerina. You have one more game?
Yes, the last game that we need to talk about is the game of the day between Carissa Yip and Nana Dzagnidze. Carissa started with e4, Nana went for Sicilian, the O'Kelly variation, and things got messy quite quickly, especially after Carissa made an inaccuracy very early on in the game, but Nana did not punish her for that. So then it was around equal, but then Carissa managed to swindle and sacrifice her knight on e6, going into a much better position. And then it was all about Rook endgame. Let's take a look.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but before we do that, crazy things happening in this game, so we have to get back to it. So knight e5 happened, and Carissa didn't play f4. She started with Rook d8 immediately. That's a mistake. She's not as winning anymore. Let's find out what's the difference. Now I've just simply Queen g3. Oh, now she has to just play the endgame with an extra pawn, which is not that clear.
Wait, there is no extra pawn anymore?
Well, we take on b6.
Oh, here.
Yeah, but here white king is not as safe as it was before. I'm thinking that she thought that this was winning for black. She didn't calculate that after Rook d1, king h2, white is completely winning.
It's kind of difficult to see here that black just like moves away with the queen and white has a lot of threats.
Absolutely. I mean, you're down a full rook. But at the same time, if you do look at it, just one move farther, you know you're winning. So what a missed opportunity after Rook d8 and f4. Now Nana must have... Again, we don't know if Nana saw it either, right? It's very difficult. Did she play Queen g3 yet? Yes, she did. We're following f takes e, Queen e5, and okay, I think the worst is over for Nana. She still has to defend this endgame, of course. Queen b6 is an extra pawn. But
Queen b6 is on the board, I think.
Compared to what could have happened, where she would have to resign in 3 moves, this is still going to be a long game. She can play Rook d6 here. Don't give up any more pawns. And how does white improve without risking perpetual checks and weakening the white king?
So after queen b7, where do you go? h6, g6,
G6.
simply?
Yes, because king is close to the black's queen and rook, it feels safe, and white would love to include this rook in the attack, but you can't. You can't leave white king alone. This is, I would call this a practical draw.
And I like this idea, but why king h6? What did Nana play?
Queen e6 on the board.
So Nana...
And we see the computer did not like it. The bar went really up for white. So maybe Carissa has a big chance here.
Queen e6 was a huge blunder. Now it's +4 in the endgame. Carissa needs to just trade queens. Queen e6, earlier we were saying if you trade queens, it's gonna be a draw in a rook endgame, but in this particular position, it is completely winning after a4. Could it be because black's king is badly... Oh, it's because black cannot activate the rook. Black needs to be behind the pawn, but it's just no time. I go rook b1.
And you push the pawn?
Behind the... I get the rook behind the pawn.
You're supporting, yes, your pawn.
That's it. This is just game over. There, rook e6. Again, of course, king d4 is the only winning move, but... Ooh,
King d3.
no, king d3 is not winning. It's
Wow,
not winning anymore.
It allows king f4.
King d3 question mark.
King d4, it's a draw now.
You needed this tempo, you know, the king to be closer, you know.
Wow, we needed the king to be closer to go to the c5 and support the pawns.
She makes a logical move because she doesn't want black to have rook e2. But it's so counterintuitive.
So Carissa just made this move, king d3. She had king d4, winning move. This endgame is winning, but she blundered. King d3 question mark. And Nana is back in the game. King f4. And Engine says this is a draw. Nana Dzagnidze, under 30 seconds, 22 seconds on the clock. She needs to make a decision here. What will it be? Rook e4, king g3.
Or rook d6, the most precise move. Rook e3.
This is a huge mistake. King c4 winning again for Carissa.
Wow, we saw this bar just coming up. Big blunder. King c4.
Into
looks like
your analysis board.
Looks like this is winning as well. So there it is. Carissa converted her winning rook endgame and won the game. And let's take a look at pairings for round 6. Tang Zhongyi against Carissa Yip, who is ready to fight back with an important win today. Bibisara Asubayeva against Alice Lee, the co-leader of the event. And a big match, Hampi Konero against Harika Dronavali, the leaders.
Yes, this game could as well decide the title.
Absolutely. Alina Kashlinskaya, yes, against Maria Muzichuk, and the two Georgians will face each other tomorrow. Nana Dzagnidze against Nino Batsaishvili.
Just to remind everyone, there is no round tomorrow, but day after tomorrow, we'll see you again.
Thank you so much for watching. See you on Monday and
good night, everyone.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.